girl can literally shatter the earth. And he's like, she's helpless without me. She needs me. Like, okay. No, no, no redeeming. No, no redeeming. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. Today we are going to be doing part 3 of the Shatter Me series reading vlog. We have Fracture Me to read next, and then we have Ignite Me, which as you can see I already read. I am filming this intro after I read it all because I forgot to film an intro. These are the 2 books that we read in this reading vlog. This one was so good. Like, look at all those tabs. I am so excited for you to watch it and have the opinions with me. It is just going to be like the other one that I filmed with Shatter Me Part 2. Because I'm going to be doing full spoilers. I'm basically just going to tell you like my stream of consciousness and like all my thoughts I have along the way of reading these 2 books. Full spoilers, so if you haven't read these, don't watch this. But if you have, I would love for you to keep watching and tell me if you have the same opinions and predictions and just like views of how they ended the trilogy, because this is supposed to be the last book. But it wasn't, because we still have a lot more books to go. We're doing it. We are reading Fracture Me. It is a novella told from Adam's point of view. I'm not super team Adam right now. I have to admit, Warner has snuck his way into my good graces, and I like him a lot better than Adam. But we are going to read Fracture Me and see what happens. James calls Adam Addie. That's kind of cute. Okay, so like I get that like we don't like Adam. He is just like very sweet with his brother. I will say that. It's just like, everything I do is for you. It's always you first and everyone else second. That's never gonna change. Like, he is living for his brother. I don't know what he does, but it's acceptable that he isn't really concerned with Juliet as much now because it's just about his brother. That's my thought. Hi. So I just finished Fracture Me. I think this is the actual cover. Okay, look, I didn't hate reading it. Honestly, I know that probably some people are like, oh my god, I don't want to read about Adam, get back to Juliet and Warner. It was interesting reading about Adam's point of view, and I think it was necessary for the rest of the Juliet and Warner love story to progress, because he like discovered that his whole reason for being alive now is James, because he almost lost him when they make a point, which also, by the way, wow. Did not expect that. But James is safe, and then Adam realized like James is his reason for living, and basically left Juliet to like, and then he thinks that she did. So at the end it says like Juliet is, because they saw, I guess Kenji heard that Anderson shot her, and they don't know that Juliet is actually alive, which will be so interesting to figure out in the next book, Ignite Me, just like what that reaction is. So now they're all in like their old house where they're going to recoup and everything like that to get ready to figure out what the next moves are. But the one part that had me like, okay, he was like, I know I have a responsibility to Juliet. What would she do if I weren't there to help her? She needs me. What in the male savior complex? Like, this girl can literally like shatter the earth and kill people on contact, and he's like, she's helpless without me. She needs me. Like, okay. So dumb. He didn't want to do it out of like, you know, I want to make sure she's okay. He was like, she's helpless without me. Of course she needs me. Of course I have to save her. Like, what is she gonna do? Like, boy, bye. That's also one of the things I want to mention that was made clearer, which I kind of already got the vibe from in Unravel Me, that we are suffering from a Tamlin complex as the male savior complex. That is basically what Adam's doing. That was the next book in, or the next novella in the Shatter Me series. This book is our next book in the series, and it's beautiful. This is supposed to be the last book in like the original trilogy. She was gonna end the series after this book, so I'd be interested to see what it's about, and I'm really excited to read this because everyone says that this is like their favorite out of the series, so I'm very excited to get into this. So we're gonna do that right now. Where we left off, as far as Juliet's POV, she basically was just like in her revenge era. Came into her power, was all about Warner, and was gonna go get revenge on Anderson. Hello everyone! So yes, it is a new day. Fully a new day from the last clip. It's been a crazy week, so I've just been sort of filming whenever I could for Shatter Me. So we are going to be getting into Ignite Me. I'm literally only on chapter 2 because things have just been pulling me away. We're gonna do it. We're gonna settle down right here. We have a immersive reading experience YouTube video going on the screen right now. We have a candle burning. The vibes have been set to get into Ignite Me. So let's do it. So we finally just had Warner explain to Juliet exactly what the simulation chamber was, and that like she wasn't actually having a child in danger, it was all in her mind. And he also explained to her that his mom, whoever touches her, and when she even moves against her own bones, it really hurts her. And he got an interest in Juliet because he wanted to sort of feel what his mom was feeling and feel her pain, and knew that Juliet could cause such pain. So that's why he started researching her. And then he sort of like fell in love with her. It was actually really adorable how he explained it. He knew how powerful she was, or was so scared of her, and then he was like, and then you just came and you just yelled at me about wearing a dress, and was like laughing. It was just cute, in my opinion. So yeah, we got more Juliet Warner background, and I feel like that is definitely going to be the theme of this book. Not Warner being like the Hannah Montana closet reveal. Like, where did that come from? I feel like that has something else to do with like something, but I was just, that just seems so random. But I'm jealous. Warner's getting jealous. Says, what could Kent, he says, spitting the name, possibly do for you? We're about to hear some tea. Warner's so jealous. So Juliet basically said that Adam's kind to me, and Warner was like, that's it because he offered you basic charity? Juliet says, it's not charity, he cares about me and I care about him. And then Warner says, you should get a dog love, I hear they share much the same qualities. He's like really not liking Adam right now. So, oh, I did not let my pen dry after I underlined, and now I have a smudge. But anyway, Kenji just found them! Oh my god, I love Kenji. I am so obsessed with Kenji and Juliet's like brother-sister relationship. It is so cute. Oh, Kenji! I really hope he gets his love story. It says, Kenji is probably their only chance for comedic relief in this cramped space, and it makes me wonder if that's why he sets off on his own every day. Maybe he needs time to grieve in silence, in a place where no one expects him to be the funny one. My heart starts and stops as I hesitate, wondering at how hard it must be for Kenji to keep it together even when he wants to fall apart. Also, we just got to page 100. We're at chapter 18. We just had the Adam Juliet reunion. Underwhelming. I think that's also on purpose for the author, because I think even she is wanting us to be Team Warner now. Also, not him like being like, oh my god, I'm so happy you're alive, when he literally in his novella was like, I can't worry about Juliet now, I'm sad about it, but it's fine. And he was over it in like an hour. Adam really just wants Juliet to just be his timid little wife for the rest of her life. I'm sorry, but no. He literally just got done like yelling at her, where she was like, we have to fight, and he was like, where did this come from? He was like, why do you want to fight? We were running away to just live together and whatever. And then she was like, no, you're not hearing me. You haven't been hearing me from the very beginning. I've always been saying I want to fight. He's not realizing that he completely sees her how he wants to, and is not even really hearing her. He wants to see her as a timid little wife, basically, that he has to protect, when she is like way more powerful than him. And he just wants to keep her locked away and caged away and to feel like he's a man or something. I don't know. It's really getting to me. Adam is making me so upset because it's like, he literally is like, you've changed all this stuff. And she was like, I have not changed. Don't blame me because you didn't actually hear what I was saying this entire time, because you had your own idea in mind of what I should be like. Also, Warner just got to the camp, not the camp, the base, whatever, wherever the refugees are staying. So this will be interesting. Okay, Castle only talking when there's drama is like my entire personality at parties. I know that Juliet is like dealing with a lot, but her response to being stuck in a room with Warner when he's asking questions that she doesn't know how to answer is, I head straight into the living room, eager to put distance between me and whatever keeps happening to my head when Warner gets too close. I need air, I need a new brain, I need to jump out of a window and catch a ride with the dragon to a world far from here. I get it. Okay, listen, some of the things that she, like her stream of consciousness in here is so not relatable, but some things she says is so relatable, and I love the author for that. Adam is giving me so much ick right now. He is playing the victim so much right now, and it's like, come on. Also, they're like trying to plan on how to live in their world, and Adam like wants to have this huge relationship conversation in front of everyone when Juliet is like, can we go somewhere private? And he's like, no, and she's like, fine. And he's just being so immature about it, and it's like, oh my god, he is making me so upset. Like, I understand now. First book, I was like, I love Adam. He is a completely different person, and it is just, I'm not loving it. He did not. Julia was like, I don't know how to talk to you. I don't understand how to talk to you. I don't understand why you're acting like this. And then Adam says, no, you don't understand anything. You don't understand me. You don't understand yourself. And you don't understand that you're acting like a stupid child who's allowed herself to be brainwashed by a psychopath. Somebody better get his, I swear. Ooh, I almost threw this book across the room because Adam did not just say that. First he told Juliet to drop, and then he says he was happier when he thought she was. No redeeming. No redeeming. Okay, I literally predicted that that's exactly how Juliet was feeling about like Adam, because when she's talking to Kenji on the rooftop, which is so wholesome, she says, I don't know which version of me Adam likes. I'm not the same person I was when we were in school. I'm not that girl anymore. I think he wants that. I think he wants to pretend I'm the girl who doesn't really speak and spends most of her time being scared. The kind of girl he needs to protect and take care of all the time. I don't know if he likes who I am now. I don't know if he can handle it. That is why you dropped him, Juliet. Also, there are a lot of good quotes in here. I just haven't been reading a lot of them. But I've been doing like a little pattern, I guess, based on the cover of the book with like the little pink flowers and the orange like eyeshadow and the overall like blue of the book. That's like what my tabs are, and I've just been doing a pattern with them, which is the first book I've done this with, but there are definitely a lot of good quotes in here and it's making me happy. Juliet just says that she trusts Warner with her life. So cute. Also, they discovered that her power is basically, she's like has an insane super strength, and her skin is just like a physical barrier to the rest of the world, basically keeping her safe, which is so interesting because I feel like her whole life has been like she can never connect with anybody. She like hated it, she hated her body, she hated what she could do, but all along it was just like protecting her. Like her power was meant to protect her, which is interesting. And it's kind of poetic. And she even says, so what I'm trying to say, I tell them, is that if I can project my strength and really learn to control it, I don't know, I shrugged, I could move mountains probably. Yes, inspirational Juliet. You know, Juliet is just like the rest of us because they're all working out in the training facilities now. And she's like, I've never seen him in sweatpants. I've never seen him work out. I've never been more attracted to him in my life. And it's like, she's just like us. Hi. Since my last update, we've had some updates. We are on chapter 42, page 261, which is almost 3/4 of the way through the book, I'm pretty sure. A lot has happened. First, I tabbed this because I kind of already talked about like how Clary views clarity. I was just watching Moral Instruments. How Juliet feels about Adam, where she's like, he doesn't want who I am now. And she basically said like, I'm so different now. I'm not right for him anymore and he's not right for me. I think people become who they are when things get rough. She was like, has so much wisdom, and even Kenji's like, damn, where'd that come from? She basically said we were dragging each other down and we kind of just clung onto each other because we were both lost. And she said what every girl says when it says, I didn't want people to be afraid of me, so I tried to shut up and disappear, hoping it would make them more comfortable. We do not live to make everyone else comfortable but ourselves. We do not live for that. That was just a little conversation between her and Kenji, my words are getting twisted. Then she basically said like, look, everyone's so concerned about my relationship, but this isn't even about Adam and Warner. It's about me and what I want. This is about me finally understanding where I want to be in 10 years, because I'm going to be alive, Kenji. I will be alive in 10 years and I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be strong, and I don't need anyone to tell me that anymore. I am enough and I always will be. Major character development on Juliet's side. We love to see it. And then Kenji just like, because he misses Adam and James, he's been going to visit them because now they're all, besides Adam and James, at Warner's compound, except Adam and James because, you know, Adam's stubborn. But Kenji has been going back to visit them because, you know, he still cares about them. And he's basically completely lied. And it was like, Juliet misses you so much. She cries about you every day. Please come. She forgives everything. And then when she tells Juliet this, it's actually a really funny scene because he's like, okay, I need you to step 5 feet away from me. You can't get mad at me. Look, there are other people in this room. Do not blow your temper. Do not. Yeah, so Kenji basically lied to Adam and James to get them to come to Warner's because they're running out of food and Adam couldn't show his face because they're supposed to be. So, you know, he's here and Juliet is like, right away, which I am so glad she did this. Like, she didn't even feed into his delusions, where she was like, look, Kenji lied to you. I don't miss you. I haven't been crying about you. You're welcome to stay here. I will not tolerate you yelling at me anymore. Thank you. Boy is a crybaby and rude and mean. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. Poor Warner. So Kenji and Juliet were outside training, and then Warner went to go see his mom. And then he was late to pick them up. Juliet walks in and then she says Warner has collapsed in the corner because the bed is empty and the nurse is gone and the lights are off. He's curled into himself, knees pulled up to his chest, arms wrapped around his legs, his head buried in his arms, and he's shaking. I've never ever seen him look like a child before. Never, not once, and not in all the time I've known him. But right now he looks just like a little boy, scared, vulnerable, all alone. And then she goes and hugs him, and then it says, and then he breaks, shaking violently, shattering in my arms, a million gasping, choking pieces I'm trying so hard to hold together, and I promise myself then, in that moment, that I will hold him forever, just like this, until all the pain and torture and suffering is gone, until he's given a chance to live the kind of life where no one can wound him this deeply ever again. Poor Warner's mom. Juliet moved right to savage. So Adam's being Adam and being a jerk again, and it's basically like, look, I can touch you, you're not hurting me, I can control it. And he like grabs her arm and is like saying all this stuff like, you don't feel anything, you're just like, girl, now I have the power to like turn your powers off. Then he says we could have made it work, and he just can't give up on it, but he's like mad now, he like wants to be right. And then Juliet says, we're too different now, we want different things. And this, I say, nodding at our hands, all this managed to prove is that you are extremely good at turning me off. I am so sick and tired of Adam's attitude. He's like, oh my god, dude, relax. He needs to leave. But yes, I did in fact underline and highlight this. Adam's psycho! My food is done. But Adam's psycho! He was mad that Kenji was standing up for Juliet, so he just grabbed Kenji's hand and made him touch her. So now he's like being really hurt. This boy is a villain. Even though Adam was being a jerk, Juliet learned that Kenji actually didn't get hurt, so she can turn her power on and off. So she doesn't have to live in fear of hurting anyone anymore. She can turn it off because she has been like training so hard and learned to control it. She says, everyone is crowding around us now. Castle pulls me into a fierce hug, and Brendan and Winston and Lily and Ian and Aaliyah jump on top of him, crushing me all at once. They're cheering and clapping and shaking my hands, and I've never felt so much support or so much strength in our group before. No moment in my life has ever been more extraordinary than this. Now she can touch whoever she wants and can hug her friends and everything. That's so wholesome. It's finally happening! Juliet is finally telling Warner how she feels. I do want you. I want you so much it scares me. I lied to you because you were right. I was a coward. I didn't want to admit the truth to myself, and I felt so guilty for preferring you, for wanting to spend all my time with you even when everything was falling apart. I love you. I love you exactly as you are. I love you, and I want you, and I wanted you then. I wanted you so much. I still want you. I want you right now. It's happening. Aww. Delu is his grandpa on his mom's side. That's so cute. Oh, but then he says he's never gone to visit his mother or never asked about her or shown any interest in her. I still think he's cute. Oh yeah, Simba's right here trying to eat my food. Hi, baby. Everyone has it bad for Juliet. So now that they decided that they're all like coupley as they're falling asleep, he says, did you know that I wake up every morning convinced you'll be gone? That all of these moments will be confirmed as some kind of extraordinary dream. But then I hear you speak to me. I see the way you look at me and I can feel how real it is. I can feel the truth in your emotions and in the way you touch me. Everything looks so different to me now. It feels different, it tastes different, you brought me back to life. I have never known this kind of peace, never known this kind of comfort, and sometimes I am afraid that my love will terrify you. That is so sweet. Kind of corny, but also very sweet. Good morning, everyone. It is the next day. And I am on chapter 67, page 369 of Ignite Me. They basically put on a show for the soldiers to like reveal that Juliet was still alive, and some people from Omega Point were still alive, and they used all their powers. It was like Avengers level epic. Like Juliet comes crashing down from 100 feet and like is a crater where she lands. Then Castle throws a tree, Brandon electrifies it, and then Kenji just makes everyone disappear like that. I could definitely see that being in a movie and seeing like a very cool scene. And then Warner found out that Adam and James were his brothers, and he was like so sweet about it. He was like, I would like to know my brother, and him and Adam are gonna start hanging out. They're all just prepping for the war because Anderson just got onto Sector 45, so the war's starting and they're like suiting up and everything. So very exciting things happening. We finally finished Ignite Me. This book was so good. Like honestly, look at all my little tabbies. It had so many good quotes in there. I feel like I might give it like a 4.5. Like it was really good. I think it was just missing that like 5-star feeling for me, but it was still really, really good. I was so scared that one of her friends were gonna die. And like Kenji with that weird sound wave guy that she saw with Anderson, like I was so afraid that he like Kenji, but then Sonia and Sarah fixed him, and now in the end Warner is like, you know, the whole world will be coming for us now. And Juliet says, I can't wait to watch them try. She's taking over the whole world basically, because I guess like they're expecting other sectors to like come for them, and that's what the rest of the books are gonna be. Such a good series. I see why everyone loves this one the most. It has the most action, the most like romance. It's supposed to be the last one, so everything gets wrapped up nicely in the end. Everyone survived. That is the end of this book. We still have a few left. I think the next one isn't a novella. The next one is like a full-on book. So I'm interested to see what that one's about, and I'm definitely going to be reading that in another video. But right now we're going to go add this back to our shelf. Thank you so much for watching part 3 of me reading the Shatter Me series, and I will see you next time. Bye.